Most people think the Four Horsemen are coming. They're not. They're already here. They've always been here. Because the Four Horsemen were never supernatural forces descending from the sky. They were a mirror, held up to humanity, reflecting back the four ways we have always destroyed ourselves. Let's look at what John actually wrote. The book of Revelation was not written as prophecy. It was written as code. John was a prisoner on the island of Patmos, writing in secret under Roman occupation. Every symbol in Revelation had a hidden meaning that Roman authorities wouldn't recognize, but persecuted Christians would. The Four Horsemen weren't predictions about the distant future. They were descriptions of the present, of what empire does to people, of what people do to each other. The first horseman rides a white horse. He carries a bow. He wears a crown. And he rides out conquering. Most traditions identify him as Conquest. Some as the Antichrist, some as Christ himself. The ambiguity is deliberate, because Conquest always arrives wearing the face of salvation. In 1095, Pope Urban II called for a holy war. He promised forgiveness of sins. He promised paradise. 200,000 people marched toward Jerusalem. They called it liberation. The people of Jerusalem called it massacre. The white horse never changed its color. Only its rider learned to change his uniform. The most dangerous evil is the evil that believes it is good. The second horseman rides a red horse. He is given a great sword, and he is given power to take peace from the earth, so that people will slaughter one another. This is war. Not war as an accident. Not war as a last resort. War as a system. War as an economy. In the First World War, the weapons industry made fortunes, while 10 million soldiers died in trenches. The sword isn't something war carries. It's something war was given. By us. Because without human hands to forge weapons, without human minds to plan campaigns, without human institutions to fund armies, war has no horse to ride. The third horseman rides a black horse. He carries a pair of scales, and a voice cries out, "A quart of wheat for a day's wages. But do not damage the oil and the wine. This is famine." And the detail about the oil and wine is the most chilling line in the entire passage, because it means the wealthy eat, only the poor starve. In the Great Bengal Famine of 1943, 3 million people starved to death. Not because there was no food, because the food was being exported to Britain while Indians starved. The scales were not broken. They were working exactly as intended. Famine is not a natural disaster. It is an economic structure. The deliberate, measured, calculated distribution of scarcity. To some, away from others. This horseman has ridden through every civilization in human history. He is riding now. The fourth horseman rides a pale horse. His name is Death, and Hades follows close behind him. He is given authority over a quarter of the earth to kill by sword, famine, plague, and by the wild beasts. Death is the last because death is the consequence, not the cause. Notice that Death is the only horseman given a name. The others are defined by what they do. Death is defined by what he is. In 1918, the Spanish flu killed between 50 and 100 million people. It spread so rapidly because 4 years of World War I had moved millions of soldiers across continents. War created the conditions. Death walked through the door war had opened. This is the pattern. This has always been the pattern. Conquest justifies war. War creates famine. Famine opens the door for plague. And death arrives not as a beginning, but as an accounting. Here's what John understood that we keep forgetting. The Four Horsemen are not a punishment sent from above. They are a description of what happens when human systems fail, or more precisely, when human systems succeed at the wrong things, when conquest is rewarded, when war is profitable, when scarcity is manufactured, when death becomes administrative. The seals were never locked in heaven. They were always in our hands. The question was never when someone would open them. The question is whether we know, right now, which ones we are already holding.